Late last week, GOP Senator Jeff Flake was being praised by people in the media and all over politics for being the deciding factor in moving this Kavanaugh accusation into a proper FBI investigation, though limited in scope. Now, while the media loves to praise any tiny little thing that a politician does correctly, this was not really the place to do it. As you're going to see on 60 Minutes, Jeff Flake essentially admits to being a complete tool.
Senator Flake, you've announced that you're not running for re-election, and I wonder, could you have done this if you were running for re-election?
No, not a chance.
Not a chance?
No.
Because politics has become too sharp, too partisan?
Yeah, there's no value to reaching across the aisle. There's no currency for that anymore. There's no incentive.
This makes me so angry. It makes me angry, but at the same time, this is exactly what I already know. Jeff Flake feels like he needs an incentive to do the right thing. Everybody that watched that Kavanaugh hearing, anybody with half a brain could tell that Kavanaugh should be investigated. Even before this hearing, when this accusation came out, this credible accusation came out, there should have been an FBI investigation at that time. But now, after the hearing, after seeing Kavanaugh stutter his way through all these questions, the only reason Jeff Flake, quote unquote, reached across the aisle is because he's not running for re-election. Him not running for re-election is the only reason he did the fair and obvious thing. This is everything wrong with politicians. They feel like they are serving their constituents, where, in Jeff Flake's case, he's serving corporations, his big money backers that actually want Kavanaugh to be confirmed. So if he's running for re-election because he needs their money, he would have confirmed him. He would have pushed to confirm him. But because he's not running for re-election, he doesn't feel like he needs their money right now. So he's okay with actually doing the right thing. But it's all under the guise of serving my constituents. Were you serving your constituents when you voted yes on the tax cut for the rich? Who were you serving then? Or how about when you voted to gut health care? Who were you serving then? Or how about when you voted to further deregulate Wall Street? Who were you serving then? What constituents were you serving? This entire political system, the entire mindset of how politicians operate is embarrassing. Politicians should not just be about serving your constituents, even if it's about serving your actual voters. It should also be about educating people. If your voters are wrong on an issue, if they are okay with corporations polluting their environment, it's your job to educate them on why that is wrong. This is not just about serving people. It's not just about being a tool for people. It's about educating people on the issues. Yet these politicians, Jeff Flake is just one example, but they're all like this. Almost, I would say all Republicans in Congress and the vast majority of Democrats are like this. They don't think about the realities. They don't look at the science. They don't look at the data. They don't look at facts. They listen to who pulls their fucking fingers. I don't think that made any sense. They listen to who gives them money, who pulls the strings behind them. They listen to the corporations. And yes, sometimes they do listen to their constituents on cultural issues. On cultural issues is the only time they'll do that, because they're not going to prioritize economic issues as it pertains to their constituents, their voters. They're not going to prioritize economic issues that will actually lift their constituents up. When it comes to economic issues, it's all about corporations. When it comes to cultural issues, sure, they'll listen to the bigots. They'll listen to the racists instead of actually sitting back and informing them on these issues. This is everything wrong with politics. And again, for people to try and hold Jeff Flake up as this shining example of a Republican that has a backbone. He has voted with Trump on, from my understanding, practically everything. Practically everything. Yet he pretends to be anti-Trump. He pretends to stand up to Trump. I don't like the way Trump talks. It's very, it's not proper. Decorum. How about your actual votes on these issues? Like I said, on deregulating Wall Street, on tax cuts for the rich, on healthcare. Who are you voting with? You're voting with corporations. You're not voting for the people. So, fuck Jeff Flake and fuck this way of thinking. If you are going to be a politician, if you watching this right now, if you're thinking about maybe in the future becoming a politician, recognize that it's not just your job to serve your constituents. It's also your job to educate people. Do better. This is fucking embarrassing.